What's up, Fantasy Goats? Welcome to another edition of our show. I am your shepherd. Today we are getting into the top 24 quarterback rankings and tiers. And yes, if I'm talking very low, it's because I got the microphone right up to my mouth. I'm holding the microphone because I'm about to drop it soon. I'm going to drop this mother. Because, yeah, we are talking about some quarterbacks today, guys. Yeah, I'm excited. Before I say hello to the other shepherds, just some quick house cleaning notes to uncover. First things first, yeah, we don't have much news to get into. You know, the NFL's on their break, but we're not. We're here for you. 4 days leading up to the NFL season. 3 of them will be here live, but you should also be looking out for our content in video form that will be on the channel on a weekly basis, including shorts. Second order of business. Don't miss any of our content.
No.
Yeah, just
not at all.
don't miss any of it. Subscribe to the Fantasy Goats. Really, really appreciate that. You know, we are here for you, and we enjoy what we're doing. And all that we ask is for a tiny, tiny bit of support back. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost you a dime. Never ask you for a dime. And if you're willing to actually invest, I would redirect you. I got a fantastic organization. Well, I mean, there's several organizations that you can really donate money to. But in the realm of fantasy, I would just redirect you to fantasycares.org. You just donate to them. And speaking of fantasycares.org, Scott Fish Bowl. Day 2 of the slow drafts are underway. Your shepherd here is not drafting until not this upcoming Saturday, but Saturday after that on the 19th, live in Manhattan. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I got my targets. I'm ready for that.
I'm excited for you.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm excited for you too. It'll be interesting to see how much different your draft goes and how mine draft went. What spot you drafting out of?
I draft out of the 9th now for the 3rd year.
Oh, that's a good spot.
I draft out of the 9. It didn't work. The 9th hole did not work out last season.
Even with the 3rd round reversal?
Even with 3rd round
Wow.
reversal. But the year before that, my first year, it worked out very well. Now, of course, we know that they changed the score. They want to, make it exciting, make it, of course, fun. The scoring does change up. Roster positions change up, scoring changes up, everything kind of changes up, but for the most part, there's one underlying theme that does not really change up, and that is to attempt the balance of the entire thing.
Yeah.
So, because there are 2 platforms, Sleeper and My Fantasy League. I don't know why My Fantasy League is still in service, but nevertheless, you get a certain scoring difference in My Fantasy League with a certain position, but then that's made up for on Sleeper in a certain category. Like, for instance, I think you're getting targets. You're getting scoring for targets on MFL, but Sleeper doesn't offer that. So what does Scott Fish do? He raised, I guess, receptions an additional point to make up for targets. So that's what I mean by it's a very even keel, so to speak. All right, it's time to put the microphone down. I'll pick it up again when it's my turn. How are you, gentlemen? We
Doing
good?
good. Doing good.
Fantastic. Not too hot, not too cold.
Now we're going to start hitting triple digits again here pretty quickly. So triple digits here in high desert compared to triple digits in like North Carolina or Texas, 2 different things. You're on mute.
It's been real rainy around here lately, so I haven't had to deal with the heat much. The heat only happened when we were deciding to move, and then after we moved, the heat went away. So, uh, so we're all good now. It's just raining a lot.
You're from Texas, right?
Yep, I live in Texas. Yep.
So we should probably, have show some, everything that's going on in your state and all those people lost. I mean, our thoughts and prayers go out to their families.
Of course.
That's pretty horrific, man.
Yep.
Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Mother Nature again. What was the last one that we had? The fires, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mother Nature. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anything that can be done about it. And even if there were, I'm going to go direct you to National Geographic YouTube channel. We're going to get into some quarterbacks right now.
Let's talk to some quarterbacks.
Yeah, let's get into some quarterbacks. Again, I don't remember it being this deep last season. I think that you're going past round 10, and you're still able to scoop up a starting quarterback, a starting caliber quarterback. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good thing. Again, for the second season in a row. I don't remember this really 3 years ago. Last year, yes, but because of the year prior, there were a lot of quarterback injuries. So in 2024, last season, many people were drafting quarterbacks, second quarterbacks. Oh, there he is. This season, it's not an injury issue. Now it's actually just a good depth.
Yep.
It's not necessarily a problem to have. All right, I got the tiers, the rankings. Husot's got his journal and his pencil. He's getting ready to take his notes. It's the last time when Husot's here, getting ready to win the ship. It's going to be a big ship for Husot this season. It's going to be a big ship for everybody this season. We are using Fantasy Pros consensus ranking. I'm going to break it down into tiers as they have. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that we agree with the tiers, but nevertheless, these tiers are subject to change as well. Yo, Marvin! Oh boy! It is a raid, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The raid is on. Welcome everybody from the Big Draft Energy. My mind is a weapon.
He's drafting Scott Fishbowl right now. He's got a nice team going too.
Who? Disco?
No, my mind is a whipping. He's got a really nice team going.
That's Marvin. Marvin is drafting him. Marvin knows what he's doing in the Scott Fishbowl. I'm curious. What's up? Who Hams and Carl Ramrod on the Disco Raid?
Quarterbacks.
Gonna be all hyped and excited. No, see, Ryan doesn't want the entertainment value right now. But no, real fast. You mentioned that Slee's got the Scott Fishbowl going on. He's got a nice little roster going. You know that Marvin from last season had the ultimate Scott Fishbowl cheat code. He was gaming the system on Sleeper.
Really?
I'm wondering if he did that again this season, because I'm not sure if that really worked out last season. Nevertheless, it was a pretty cool trick. What's up, Big Draft Disco? Appreciate you very much, man. Appreciate you. Hope you're feeling better. I actually meant to send Disco a text message regarding some good medicine that I can recommend. Legal medicine. I take it. It's legal. All right, tier one. We know what this tier is all about.
Yeah.
It's the rushing quarterbacks. It's the big boys. It's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, and his going into his second season, and it's Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champion Jalen Hurts. Do we like the fact that Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts are in the same tier with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, or should this maybe be broken up, JX? I mean, like, or is this okay? Like, these are the premier rushing quarterbacks. So that's the one thing they all have in common. Um,
Yeah, I kind of do agree with you a little bit. I think it should be broken up um, because Lamar and Josh are on a different playing field
Yeah.
level. I mean, those two guys not only are consistent like the other two guys, but any given week they can go for 50 points. Lamar, I feel so bad for Lamar because I know Lamar has playoff struggles, and that's the last we think about him. But people forget he had 50 touchdowns last year. That's a lot of touchdowns. Like that puts you in your own category when you have 50 touchdowns by yourself. You account for, and the same thing with Josh. Josh can go for 50 touchdowns as well. Um, no disrespect to Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels, but they haven't shown that ability to kind of get to that level yet.
And they sustain it too. They
Yeah,
sustain those numbers. They don't drop off much if they drop off at all. That's why they're in their tier by themselves, I think.
yeah. Listen, not only like I said, not only are they consistent and steady at being 20, 25 point per game scorers, you're going to get your weeks where you get 40 points, 50 points maybe. I mean, you remember Josh Allen's game against the Rams? Like, how many fantasy points did he have that week? He might have had 60.
He had close to 60.
Yeah, like you know, that's what they're capable of. I don't know if Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels are able to get that high of fantasy output.
uh, I don't think neither of them will, and I'm more concerned that Jaden Daniels has a slight bit of regression. I'm more concerned that he doesn't, even with a Debo Samuel on board, that that he's not going to pay off at this price. Why couldn't he have or experience a sophomore slump in the same manner that CJ Stroud did in his second season? Now we're all waiting on his third season. Well, I mean, is Jaden Daniels really? I mean, he's very, very talented. There's no question about that. But I mean, I'm concerned with it. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, I think it's like status quo. I think it's going to be the same mix of what did he throw for? I mean, 22 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns, but rushed for another 15. I mean, so like I kind of feel like we'll see the same type of production, same sort of output. I don't see any reason why that would change.
I don't think Dan's gonna regress.
You-
I don't I don't
He
think
he may
I
not
don't
either.
because this would be a second year. The game's gonna slow down even more for him. I think he outperformed his first year, so he's not. I don't think he's gonna regress at all. I think he's gonna move forward more,
You know,
especially with improved O line. So he'll have more time to throw,
no,
more weapons.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with you, but there's like in the back of my mind, I just don't like how the Commanders didn't really go get him a real weapon. Like I know, like Debo Samuel is like he's nice, but like why didn't they go get him some like go get a real guy? Like go get him Ted McMillan. Like go get him like a real number one receiver. I mean, and I just feel like the O line's better, but I just feel like their weapons are all the same.
And I think the reason why they didn't is the fact they needed to shore up their defense more. So they concentrated on their defense more than the offense this year.
Yeah,
Now, what happens if they trade Scary Terry?
and that's where I'm kind of going with that. I don't think
Exactly,
necessarily.
and that changes everything.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to pay him? If they are, why haven't they already done it? So
Well, I mean, we could get into that. Number one, I don't think they're trading Scary Terry. Number two, I think there's a contract, there's a negotiation dispute or stalemate. He's 9, and he wants a certain average annual salary that puts him somewhere in the same tier as
Chase and Jefferson.
The tier, so it's like the tier below that.
Yeah,
it's like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes,
Like $32 million a year, something like that.
Yeah, but so for his age, at that, for 3-4 more years, there's a little bit of a problem there. So they'll come to an agreement. He's not going to be moved. But don't we have Terry as a regression candidate as a wide receiver? Like we don't believe that he's scoring those 13 touchdowns, and I don't think Deebo Samuel makes up for it either.
No.
I think Deebo's a nice weapon to have. I think Deebo will offer like one or two of those breakaways. But again, that's why I'm kind of nervous about Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels also as a runner. I'm nervous. You got to hold your breath when he takes off. Doesn't he have like a little bit?
You hold your breath when Lamar Jackson takes off.
I used to.
Yeah, so you don't need to. He didn't get hit in college. He didn't get hit in the pros. He knows how to get out.
Seems like he has a propensity to hit.
No, not that. Not like a getting hit like Josh Allen gets hit.
Yeah, no, I understand that also. Like that's a different beast. Yeah, I mean, okay, look, I get it. He's coming off of a historic rookie campaign or one of the best rookie campaigns for a quarterback. So yeah, I get it. But for me, all these 4 quarterbacks are fantastic, and you're going to get a lot of fantasy points for these four fantastic quarterbacks. But in the second tier, where you could draft some of these guys like in tier 2, Pat Mahomes, tier 2, QB6, Baker, QB7, Bo Callahan, Knicks, QB8. Now between Burrow here, QB5, and Knicks, QB8, is about round 4, 5, 6. Yeah, rounds. I mean, it's basically round 4 through 7, I would say, of quarterbacks. I'd rather wait. I'd rather continuing to draft my wide receivers and my running backs, and maybe depending on the league, set up a tight end, and I'll go grab Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, so I've got 5 drafts I've had now. Scott Fishbowl, I went Allen and Burrow back to back, first and second. I know that Jaden Daniels is the only other quarterback that I've gotten drafted before the 3rd round. I got Daniels in the 3rd round because he was there. I'm not going to pass that value up. Most quarterbacks I'm getting, like you just said, 6th, 7th, 8th round. You're getting value there.
I think you're getting tremendous value with Pat Mother-loving Mahomes. A 7th round draft pick, JX Rhino, 7th round.
I feel like that's kind of right. I mean, I think he's tiered incorrectly. I don't think he should be a tier 2. He has not shown us tier 2 quarterback in quite a while now.
In 2 seasons. His last 2 seasons were considered subpar seasons. But when those 2, but subpar, that's like coming off of like 4,800 yards, coming off of 5,000 yards.
Understood.
4,700 yards. This guy, all this man has done since he's been a full-time starter in 2008 is get to close to 5,000 yards every season. He's had his last 2 seasons have been, again, considered subpar. That's why we're seeing Pat Mahomes now in the 7th round.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this question: is it not out of the realm of possibility that the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes, the dog that he has in him, the Super Bowl pedigree, all those playoff games, he that like the know how to win. Like, let's get back to throwing the ball. No more of this, like, okay, we're gonna try out the run game, we're gonna play some solid defense. Like that only got them to the Super Bowl, and then they got their you know what handed to them. But here's the beauty of this, as far as I'm concerned. Here's the beauty. All right. We saw the Chiefs play that air raid in the 4th quarter, and and it looked like nothing was ever wrong. We know that they're capable of doing it. I actually believe that they're going to have to play like that more often.
No, they will.
And Andy Reid has been very vocal about that too. About they need to air it out. They need to get Worthy more involved. And they've said this is the best wide receiver room they've had in a long time too. So I think they're going to be more long balls to Worthy. We never saw Hollywood Brown last year.
I mean, we're going to see. I mean, I don't. I think two things can be true, right? Like they're going to air the ball out more, but also like Tyreek's not there anymore either. I feel like that's kind of lost sometimes, like how good Tyreek Hill is and how much that attributed to him throwing for all those yards and clearing out all that all the defense out in Kansas City. I mean, it sounds nice, like, and they've had. I'm not saying they have the same weapons that they have now, but they've had the weapons the past 2 years at certain points in times during the season. Because last year they were on their last guy who catch the ball. I just don't know if that Patrick Mahomes, who throws 50 touchdowns and close to 5,000 yards, is coming back. And I think one of the also major reasons is he's a winner now. Like when you have something to prove, like you kind of have like that crazy regular season, but when you're a champion and you know exactly how to win, they just not in a position to really stat pad like that. So I mean, it could absolutely happen, but I'm just not. I don't think Pat should be tier 2.
You think his weapons last year and year before were equal to what he has right now?
No, I said they're not. So like the past 2 seasons,
I misunderstood.
The past 2 seasons, his weapons are not what he has now, but he has had his weapons at certain points in time during the season,
and that's when he's balled out too.
The 22 Super Bowl and the 23 Super Bowl was with a band of misfits. Was with like the 22 one had Kadarius Phoney. So like we haven't seen this version of like what perhaps could be the full complement of the new weapons, like the Rashee Rice and the Xavier Worthy. I mean, Kelsey still has to play a role.
Nicholas brought up a great point as well. I totally forgot. He just reminded me.
This is a great point. So
brand new left tackle. Joe Tooney's gone. They got to bring in some other new guy on the other guard. Like it's going to be a little bit different offensive line as well.
It should be a better offensive line than last year.
I agree that the offensive line is a major Achilles heel right now. I'm not sure if Josh Simmons cures that, but at the same time, who knows if it's someone that we're not even thinking on the roster emerges. Again, I think we have to give a little bit of credit to to the Super Bowl, like to a team that almost three-peated. Yeah. So now again, they are still the hunted. That's why this is even more appealing to me. Pat Mahomes, they are the hunted. They are going to be attacked in their own division and with the rest of their schedule. Okay, they will be down in games. They're going to be in close games. This handing the ball off to a 4-man running back committee is gone. Well, I'm not totally gone, but you know what I'm trying to say. That like their modus operandi for the last season, 2 seasons of just grounding it out Sorry. And I think, look, at the very worst, let's just like put this down in like pure fantasy. At the very worst, he's at his floor. He couldn't possibly get any worse than this.
No.
He's at his floor. This is kind of this. You know how we say like CMC is like the biggest high risk gamble, high reward. This is the opposite. This is a low risk play at high.
And his floor is better than a lot of people's ceilings. A lot of the quarterback ceilings.
Like I said, I think he is properly being drafted, but he is incorrectly being tiered. Shouldn't be tier 2, but he should go in the 7th, 8th round like he is.
So again, I'm not so right. The tiers are up for debate for sure. I mean, he's in the same tier. Okay, you want to talk about this tier like Baker Mayfield, Bo Nix, Joe Burrow? If anything, you're right. This tier is screwed up. If anything, we should probably move Joe Burrow into tier 1. Joe Shiesty.
Yeah.
And then maybe have Pat Mahomes headline a tier 2 with Baker Mayfield and Bo Nix. I mean, again, Baker Mayfield had a great season. Bo Nix had a really nice rookie season, but that's tier 2 for you. I don't know. Rhino?
No, I think Burrow deserves to be in tier 1. And I think go ahead, Jex.
No, I'm just saying, I think Bo, Baker, and Joe have far better argument to be in tier 1 than Pat has an argument to be in tier 2. I just think they're on a different level. All three of them.
Yeah.
Joe Shiesty is Joe Shiesty. Joe Shiesty. What did he
look at Baker's weapons though too. That makes it a little bit more enticing.
Bountiful amount of weapons.
Yeah.
Which one? Well, let me get back to Nicholas for a second. They picked up Elijah Mitchell in the running back room. They drafted a running back in the 7th round.
Smith, who's blowing up the camp.
They retained Kareem Hunt, and they still have the rights to Isaiah Pacheco. They have 4 running backs right now that are heading into camp. We'll see if all 4 of them make the team. If I had a bet, I would say that they might wind up releasing Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think him and Hunt might be on the outskirts. And they still have Carson Steele too, who
they'll list him fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, they have a stable of running backs, but I think my main premise to Patrick Mahomes is rebound to MVP caliber statistics. When I say MVP caliber, we're talking about close to 5,000 yards, which is done, and around the 40 touchdown mark. And you're going to have a league winner drafted out of the 7th round, 6th round. By August he'll be going higher. Bengals D is terrible. Yes, they are. And that's it's the same premise that I have for the Chiefs.
And I only know if
kind of the same premise.
And I only know if the impending Henderson signing, his contract is going to help him at all with the defense. I think it's still going to be trash. So
no, that's
he's going to be throwing 60.
He led the league in sacks, didn't he? I think he led the league in sacks, and they were still terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Nicholas Goat. Please return. I really appreciate you. We appreciate you, Sniper. Sniper, what round? What round of what? You went in the beginning of round 4 in my league. Which league?
Scott Fishbowl.
Scott Fishbowl. Because you're getting a certain percentage of members, drafters in Scott Fishbowl that say, you know what, a quarterback is most likely still a position to take because of the propensity to score multiple times. Keep in mind that the only other stats you're getting with the quarterback this season, I believe, are just first downs or like the rushing scoring out of the quarterback. But if you're taking Mahomes, who's not a rushing quarterback, although he has rushed a little bit more lately, which is a nice sign, you're gonna get those scores. You're gonna get those points too. But yeah, it's still Scott Fishbowl is still considered a super flex. In a one QB league, I got Mahomes in the 7th in our league. All right, where are we? Are we still on Joe Shiesty? Joe Shiesty. Do you like Baker?
I love Baker.
Love Baker.
Are we drafting Baker in the 6th round? Bo Nix in the 6th round. I mean, those are the guys that are being drafted ahead of Pat Mahomes.
I mean, where did I draft Baker in our league here? I think I might have drafted Baker in round 10.
Wow.
That steal. Absolute steal.
No, that's
you said your draft was impeccable.
No, it was impeccable. Yeah, the draft was impeccable. I can't deny one bit. It was an impeccable draft. Yeah, Baker went round 10. I mean, I know he kind of fluctuates around there, 7, 8, 9, 10, just depending on how the board's going. I mean, I think that's the best value out there. 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. So what? It's fantasy football. And he has Mike Evans to go along with Chris Godwin, to go along with Emeka Egbuka, to go along with Rashad White, to go along with Bucky Irving, to go with Cade Otton, to go along with everyone else that's down there. I love it. I love Baker. I love Baker to death.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I wanted to display this.
What do you see? I'm not buying the fact that Ian Cohen left either.
No,
not at all.
No,
Baker showed before we left Carolina and the Rams had him. Those couple games that he had with the Rams, you can see where he was going. So he's gone from one system to another system to it's still gonna be the same system. We're not gonna change that system too much because that system proved what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He has had 2 offensive coordinators the past 2 years, and he's been exceptional both years. So,
yep.
What's the third offensive coordinator? Oh, is that it? Oh my, listen, impeccable, right? Smack dab in the middle. Big number 6 right there. Look at that guy.
I mean, it's damn near impeccable. You've got the best wide receiver that will finish the best.
Yep, you got wide receiver 1.
You've got the wide receiver 1. You've got Bucky and Chase Brown backing one another up. I love that. Your wide receiver 2, look at that, 4th round. R.J. Harvey, your guy in the 5th. Travis Hunter is a 6th round pick. Rome Odunze, a sleeper coming out of the 7th, a huge upside, and Baker went in the 8th.
Damn.
Touchdowns. Yeah, this is a good team, man. And you've got Braylon sandwiched in between J.J. McCarthy and Anthony Richardson. So you were saying no defense. I love it. I don't have a defense either.
No, we don't. It's not time. We don't play defense around here.
Yeah, we're not ready for that. Round 9. So I mean, yeah. Look, again, I led off the top of the show saying like you've got guys in this tier that are spanning all the way across into the late mid rounds. Now tier 3. Now this gets interesting. You've got Kyler Murray. Justin Fields is QB 10. That's out of whack. I'm sorry. Brock Purdy, QB 11. Caleb Williams, 12. Justin Herbert is QB 13. Jared Goff, 14. Dak Prescott, 15. Drake May, QB 16 in tier 3. Well, I mean, again, these are late rounds. I don't even know if I agree with the entire tier. Again, it's another tier that should be broken up as far as I'm concerned. Would you, JX, you taking Fields before Brock Purdy or Caleb Williams before Justin Herbert? I mean,
I'm taking Justin Herbert over all of them.
Yeah, I just want to talk about him. I mean,
Let's talk about him.
yeah, no, I mean, I feel like Justin Herbert's kind of underrated right now.
Yeah.
Because he played so quiet. He played so unlike himself last year, and he was really under the radar. But with him playing underneath the radar and him playing in that run first offense, he was still QB 12. He should be able to go up from here, right? This is year number 2. So why? I mean, he's like I said, he's just quietly being drafted in the 13th round because they all think about being run first. That's it.
Exactly. You nailed it right there. Because they're thinking you're going to be run dominant. They're not going to throw the ball. They're going to throw the ball. And then now you have better weapons than you did last year with my guy Trey Harris. And then they brought Mike Williams back. He has good connections with Mike Williams. Quentin Johnson, if he could just catch the ball more. And then the sleeper on the offense is Orlando Gatson.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not Will Disley?
No.
Mel's favorite?
No. Telling you, goats.
I'm afraid. Again, I use the word afraid. I'm not really afraid, but I kind of feel that the Chargers will kind of revert back a little bit to more of a running style with 2 running backs. They're going to pick their poison. They're going to take their shots. They're going to rely and use Ladd, mother-loving McConkey as their primary offensive weapon. And yes, then they have some field stretchers with Quinton, Trey, Orlando Gatson perhaps in the middle. But I don't think it's going to be a high passing volume team. I don't. And Justin Herbert's just going to turn, like he's just going to be just super efficient. Super efficient.
What's high passing volume team to you? Like 30 passes?
No. More, a little bit more. 35 to 40.
So even if he's throwing 30 passes and he's completing 26, 25, 24 of them, that's not bad numbers. And a couple TDs,
So you said it right. You're afraid because you think they're going to revert back. They revert back to their running ways, and that's like I said. That was a valid argument, but like I said, that was their ways last year. Their ways were last year were to give the ball to J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards as much as possible. And with that being said, he still finished quarterback 12. And you're talking about volume passing. Geno Smith, high volume passer, finished 13th, right behind him. Brock Purdy, volume passer, right behind him. And Aaron Rodgers and Caleb Williams right behind him. Because also I think we're forgetting about Justin Herbert's rushing upside too. He can run it a little bit. But with all that being said and him being in a run first offense, he still finished 12.
And just right there too, they said they've come out and said they're going to run him more this year. Because it was towards the last probably half of the season where you saw him running more.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're going to have more design plays for him to run too.
Who?
So that adds even more value to him.
Who? Herbert?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it very well might be, and anyone that's going to draft Justin Herbert, perhaps as their first quarterback, could be getting one of these steals. Would be a steal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, I'm gonna remain cautiously optimistic on him. Cautiously being like I do think that they want to be not just balanced, but the Chargers are winning games. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see a lot of run game scripts, maybe with Herbert as well, which would add the value. Absolutely.
Yeah. the one quarterback that I would probably fade in this group would be Brock Purdy's because the offensive line scares me.
Also, back to Herbert real fast, not to beat a dead horse. He also has a little bit of a propensity of getting banged up a little bit. Not that he misses a amount of time, a little bit. He gets banged up a little bit here and there. Kyler Murray,
he's an enigma.
He's not a dog. I need dogs, right? We want dogs.
Yeah. And this is the year that I think he has to shit or get off the pot, right?
I hope he does bad.
I honestly believe, and I'm on record, that if he doesn't get this team to a playoff game and doesn't get Marvin Harrison to the numbers that they drafted him to get to, not Trey McBride. It can't just be McBride without Harrison. It could be both of them. Therefore, ergo, Kyler Murray is having a good season. But if Kyler Murray does not get this team to a playoff, they have to make a drastic move and get in and cut bait. But let's get back.
I hope they do.
Let's get back to the player himself. He's now had a good year and a half of good health. He's on record that, or the coaching staff is on record that they're trying to encourage him to run more, him running more. That keeps him into the fantasy conversation as QB1. And again, he's got two very, very good weapons. Now, if he can't capitalize, I don't think he's a pro. I don't think he's a pro. That's the problem. He's gonna have to convince me otherwise.
And there's always been a little bit of murmurs about that too. Does especially because he was drafted in the top 10 in the MLB, and so there's always been rumors. Well, did he really have a heart in playing football? And then it was the gaming. Maybe he's enjoying gaming too much. He's not studying.
I think that's all part of it.
Yeah.
And look, maybe something clicked this offseason. Maybe he gained maturity. It's possible. Maybe he's serious. Maybe he's like, oh, you know what? Let's try this thing called winning.
Yeah.
I want him to fail so bad. I really do.
Now, are you saying that as a Rams fan, or are you just saying that you don't like him?
No, I want him to fail so he can get out of that poverty organization.
Okay.
That's a different story.
I truly believe Kyler Murray is just talent-wise. I'm talking about strictly talent. He's one of the top 5 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. Like as far as agility, speed, arm strength, all that, he's that talented. But he's just in a bad organization. I think if he was anywhere else, he wouldn't fall as short as we keep seeing him do. Because it's not like he's having bad seasons. He's just falling short of the bar we set him at. Like last year, everyone was like, he's the sleeper of the fantasy world. Like he should be QB1 and he should be top 5 quarterbacks, but he finished QB9 or 10, and that's below our bar. We expect higher of him. So because we expect higher of him, he just keeps disappointing us. That doesn't mean he's bad. He's just not reaching our expectations.
Let me ask you a quick question. If you switched him and Lamar Jackson, do you think he'd be putting the same numbers as Lamar Jackson is for the Ravens?
So.
Do you think so?
I do, because I would think they would use him the right way.
Yeah, I think so too. Because look at that. Because he did when Kingsbury was there.
Yeah, exactly.
He put up those kind of numbers a little bit, but him and Kingsbury butted heads.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason that was, I don't know, but you can see there's always been that telltale that he could take that next leap to being a tier 1, tier 2 quarterback. So that's actually a good call. I like that.
All right, so all right, well, let me ask you the question in reverse. What if Lamar played for Arizona? Would Arizona be a playoff team every season or the last few seasons? Now, let's not forget.
They're poverty.
Let's not forget, Lamar Lamar didn't enter the league as a really prolific passer. It took him like 2-3 seasons to really start to understand how to complete a pass and use his legs at the same time. Murray just doesn't seem to care enough. I happen to agree with Carl.
Yeah.
I do. And now it's put up or shut up. As poverty-stricken as the Cardinals franchise is, they're sitting with a fourth-round draft pick from last season, whose father is in the Hall of Fame, and the kid is supposed to now morph into that. And they may not have the quarterback for it. It's put up or shut up now. It won't be Marvin Harrison that leaves the team. It'll be Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, the head coach, I'm thinking.
And the offensive coordinator, yes.
So it's funny because in this tier, I have no problem going Herbert and then Caleb Williams. I have no problem doing that. Waiting that long. If I know if my team that I'm drafted is strong at running back, strong at wide receiver, and that's how it's looking, and I can wait, I'm going to do that. I did that in one of the drafts.
I think Caleb. I would really love to have some Caleb Williams just to get in on it, or just for the no, I don't want to miss out on it in case it does hit. In case it does hit.
Yep.
In case this guy Ben Johnson happens to be that freaking good, and everything that they did as an organization this offseason, in terms of building it from the trenches to protect him, and drafted him some weapons like Colston Loveland. Not Luther Burden, Colston Loveland.
Right.
I don't believe in Lex Luthor. Not yet. I want to get on the Caleb Rome. Shit, I would draft DJ Moore in the right spot. Want to get a piece of some Bears.
Yeah.
I don't have enough Bears.
100%.
I don't have enough Bears yet. I know Sniper doesn't like the Bears. What about you, Carl? Are you a Bears guy? You a Caleb guy?
Yeah, I'm 1,000% a Caleb guy.
I'd like to be.
No, I love it. I mean, that dude's also another guy. Super talented. Super talented. If it's going to be somebody who changes that ship in Chicago, that is one of the guys you want to have. And I said, if it doesn't work with Caleb, then they might as well sell the team. It's not going to work with nobody. Unless Ben Johnson and you have one of the greatest offensive minds and one of the most talented quarterbacks we've seen. And if it doesn't work with this, then it's never going to work for Chicago.
Most likely not. They don't make the playoffs this year. Well, we all know the head coach is secure. Caleb is secure. Brian Poles will be finished if they don't make the playoffs this year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to be improved. That division is just way too tough. Well, you're going to need a team like the Lions not to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Vikings. You're going to need one of those teams not to get in for the Bears to have an opportunity to get in. Because we all know 4 ain't making it. I don't like the Bears. We know the Sniper doesn't like the Bears. But I mean, when it comes to fantasy, anything goes except for 2 players. Yeah, we know who those 2 players are too. I like how you're thinking. Fantasy separate from actual fandom, except for 2 players that did Sniper wrong. Tier 4. We could wrap up this fantastic show. Our top 24 quarterbacks. Tier 4 is C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, J.J. McCarthy, Matthew Stafford. How do you like that? Tua. I don't know how Tua got into this tier. Bryce Young, and, which was a pleasant surprise when I took a look at it, Michael Penix.
I was hoping you were going to say that because I was going to be kind of irritated if you didn't say Michael Penix.
Michael Penix made the tier. Now, I cut it off, by the way. I cut it off at Penix at QB 24 because then it gets into Geno, Sam Darnold, Cam Ward, and Aaron Rodgers. And that rounds out the tier. But let's go start at the top. Jordan Love and CJ Stroud, QB 17, QB 18. Lawrence is 19. I would probably not do Trevor Lawrence. I don't care that they have now Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. coming off of a fantastic season.
I would do Love.
I probably would be more apt to draft Jordan Love because I do believe in that talent. I believe that LaFleur does want to pass the ball. I think that running the ball the way they did last season was kind of fluky.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do want to pass. Jordan Love, I think they want to throw touchdowns in Green Bay.
I think they were protecting him a little bit. I mean, I think Mel could speak on that. I think he was injured for most of the year.
Can I ask you, what are you guys' thoughts on Sam Darnold this year? Fantasy, of course.
I'm fading hard, and the reason why is because offensive line. They're ranked 29th. Still, even after they drafted the Drabel, they're rated 29th. They're gonna be more run heavy. I think Milrow will step in as starter by game 5, game 6 at the latest.
I mean, I understand it. I just I have him on the outside looking into like running. I mean, where he's ranked right now off of Fantasy Pros, he's 26. Yeah, I wouldn't keep him on my roster as a QB2. I'm much more willing to take the stabs on Aaron Rodgers as a top 24 quarterback. Cam Ward, Anthony Richardson, Russell Wilson.
I drafted Anthony Richardson in the last round in a 15-round draft. Yeah, no, I wouldn't take Sam Darnold. I don't think he's going to lose his job.
No.
And
if he starts seeing ghosts and starts throwing interceptions,
I think he's going to see. I think he's going to see ghosts.
Protect him. Mm-hmm. With Milrow, they can just go out there and still be run heavy and throw the ball maybe 20 times a game and probably get better results because of who he is. He can run and he can pass.
I have a really hot take on this Seahawks team. You won't even believe it.
Say it.
Cooper Kupp.
I'm thinking it too. I am. Thinking it too.
Starting to come around on me, and there's precedence for it also. There's precedence, and we just spoke about this dude's former team that he used to play on, the Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald had a down year at that age, and then he played another 4 years, and had 1,000-yard seasons. There's precedence for it, so I think that's what probably will keep Darnold and the Seahawks in games. Not to mention,
yes, at the time to go to him.
Well,
they just drafted a fantastic blue chip offensive lineman, didn't they?
On paper, he's fantastic. Look at the freaking left tackle the Chiefs drafted last year. On paper, he was supposed to be good. In reality, he sucked ass. Last year, he might be better this year.
Okay. I'm not drafting Darnold. It's an intriguing play, but I also believe that a lot of that season last year was all his head coach and those weapons. I think it's going to be a little bit more conservative, a little bit more careful, a lot of run-centric plays that are going on, and I think Sammy Darnold will be that game manager. He'll manage his team. Let me ask you this: the Seahawks. I mean, how do you expect the Seahawks to have at least 8 wins, 9 wins, around that?
No, I think they're going to finish in last.
But last still might be that win total in this division.
I think 7 wins is their ceiling.
Sniper's laughing.
Yeah.
She's laughing because she knows why you're spewing the Seattle Heat.
No, has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. How can you? Are you?
I think it does.
No, I'll just drop it. I'll stop it. It has nothing to effing do with the fact that I'm a Rams fan. They're 29th in the freaking offensive line is ranked 29th. You can't.
But okay.
You saw proof of it last year.
But why? But okay.
When offensive line got hurt,
but
he didn't do shit.
If they're ranked 29th last season, going off of
right now they're ranked 29th. They're
right now,
ranked offensive line.
I wouldn't. I don't look at it like that. I don't. I look at it like they were ranked 29th last season. Last season they were ranked 29th, and they have a clean slate going into this year. And let's see what a few games.
One improvement that might not even pan out. So
very possible. It may not pan out, and they may go from 29 to 32. I mean, like, it's not that big of a drop off from there.
I mean, for me personally, it's just a lot of things, and it starts with the head coach. I think the head coach is too full of himself. I don't like the first thing that he did was when he got in the building, he took down all of the old story stuff, so like the Legion of Boom and the Pete Carroll stuff. He tore that stuff down. That tells me that it's his way or the highway. I don't like that they got a quarterback who had one magic season and they spent $33 million on to be their starter when they had a perfectly good starter already. I don't like that they're still relying on a running back who can't stay healthy to save his career. It's only a matter of time. I feel like Kenny Skywalker is almost like Anthony Davis. It's like eventually he's going to miss one game at least, and then they have no X on the team. There's no X receiver on the team anymore.
I forgot you're not high on Kenny Skywalker. Yeah. I love
the health. It's the health. I love him as a talent, just the health.
I agree with that. I do. I would love for freaking Kenneth Walker III to have a full season for the love of God, for the love of Christmas. Let's circle this back though. None of us are drafting Sam Darnold. No. Certainly not as a quarterback one, and we would probably pass on him as our backup quarterback until otherwise proven. And even last season, under those circumstances, plenty of people had him on their team last season. But see, that just goes to show, kind of, sort of proving my point. As good as he was last year, now look at where he's being taken now because of it, because of the move and the projection. I don't think the Seahawks project to be a 29th offensive line again, but I might be wrong. Yes, I'm a Rams fan along with Rhino. Yes, because of Davante Adams, not just because of Davante Adams. I actually like what they're doing there. I like the organization. I do. I like how they draft. There's a lot of things that I like about the Rams. Davante is one of them. I've never been so high on Davante in terms of the football aspect of it, right? Like I don't know if I'll be able to get some Davante Adams, but I'm rooting for Davante Adams, the player. I am. How about Michael Penix? You were happy to hear about Michael Penix? Look, Drake London's supposed to have like this wide receiver 1,500 yards, 12 touchdown season, right? Something.
And apparently he's going to be the jug machine that throws it to him. So everyone has Drake London as their wide receiver one, but nowhere on their draft do you see them draft Michael Penix. It blows my mind. It really does.
I mean, in 3 games, we have a 3-game sample, close to 1,000 yards in 3 games. Mm-hmm. Close. It's got a cannon, not very mobile.
But then again, he ran a 4.5. He can be mobile if he needs to be.
It's just not his game though. Yeah, he can be mobile
because he's the pocket passer.
Yeah.
When you're that big and you're running in a straight line, you kind of like you have physics on you have physics on your side, exactly. So no. I mean, and I don't think he's right. I don't. He's not going to be asked to take off like that. Athletic is a good word I would use. Again, got a really good wide receiver. You got Darnell Mooney. You've got some sort of tight end. I think, again, Michael Penix is worth a late round flyer. I would say he's worth a late round flyer, without a doubt. Bryce Young is the last quarterback that we'll get to here. Actually, QB 23 above Michael Penix Jr. And we like Bryce Young. We like the fact that he came on strong in the second half or final quarter, maybe, of the season last year. They got him a nice wide receiver, second-year wide receiver in Xavier. This is a dude that's got all the weapons around him.
Yeah.
If he's got his footwork down, if he's got his anticipatory throws, he's got the makings of having a really good season. I don't know why he's not being taken as much as his.
Why is he going? Why is McCarthy going before him?
Why is who going before him?
McCarthy going before him.
The head coach.
Yeah, 3 letters. That's why.
The head
3
coach.
letters.
And that's not very logical.
No, it's not. Because Dave Canales has proved that he's a good head coach too and can develop quarterbacks.
Yeah, but just some 3 letters. When you
I
say
know,
those,
I understand.
when you say those 3 letters, it's almost like a tornado siren. That's how loud it is. KOC. It's like almost an earthquake just happened.
They completely balked with the Rodgers stuff this offseason. They let Sam Darnold. They let him walk. They put all their chips in, and all because of what this guy's supposed to be able to do with the quarterback, with Justin Jefferson. Again, more weapons all over the place. That's the only reason he's going. Oh, there's no body of evidence otherwise.
None.
Now we have to just wait. Now we have to wait it out and see. Now again, JJ McCarthy, yes, he's going in drafts late round, getting put onto the bench, and let's see what happens. Absolutely. All right, Sniper. I think that'll be it for this evening.
Well, let me ask you guys one question before we go.
Yes.
Before we go.
Sniper will answer.
We're looking at the tiers here, right? And we can see 1 through 12. And I can also argue that there's a lot of guys that we like a lot in tier 4. So what guys do you think from tier 4 are going to make their way into tier 2 and 1? And what guys in tier 1 and 2 right now do you think are going to be dropping?
I think Penix could get up to tier 2. I think Hurts could drop.
I think Hurts? Okay.
If I had to, with a gun to my head, pick a quarterback out of tier 4, not Stafford.
No, not Stafford, no.
No. I mean, I'm taking Stafford out of the equation.
Yeah, like the legit guys we love here. I'm talking about like the McCarthys, the Bryces, the Penixes. Those guys we really love. Like who's going to be next year? This time they'll be in tier 1 and tier 2, and the guys that are in tier 1 and tier, who's going down to maybe like tier 3?
I think that Carolina will find themselves in more situations that are going to require Bryce Young to win them games over the Falcons, where I think Bijan will be winning them their games. So I think Bryce Young this time next year, we could definitely see up a tier into maybe 3, maybe 2, at the bottom of a tier 2, maybe. Like on that fringe of quarterback 13, 14. Because right now he's freaking 23. I could see him just being outside. He had some of those finishes, Rhino, right? He had some of those finishes at the end of last season. He's shown it. He's scored with his legs. He scored with his arm. And again, I don't think Carolina's going to be that much better, but I think they're going to be better. He's still going to have to throw the ball. I think it would be Bryce Young before Penix. Let's not forget, and I know that you two didn't forget, and I know Sniper didn't forget, this is a former first-round draft pick. Maybe it comes to life now.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall.
Maybe it comes to life. Where CJ, on the other hand, who showed it as a rookie, I mean, last season we should probably give him a pass because that offensive line was awful. You want to talk about if the Seahawks were 29th, what the hell were the Texans?
34th.
So we'll give
31st.
We'll give CJ Stroud a little bit of a pass because of that offensive line and because he lost his wide receivers. He lost all three of them at different parts. So let's see what CJ Stroud does this season. Nevertheless, I'm gonna stick with Bryce Young getting up into like the bottom of a tier 2, QB 13, QB 14, QB 12, maybe. I don't know if Jalen Hurts comes out of the tier. I don't know if anyone really comes out of these tiers. Someone has to
go. Like, if you enter the top 12, someone has to go.
I'll go back to Jaden Daniels then.
Oh, out of the top 12 or out of the tier?
Out of the tier.
Out of tier 1.
With a sophomore slump. I didn't come up with the name. With a sophomore slump. Maybe Scary Terry. Maybe Scary Terry gets injured. And it's now just Debo and Dimey Brown? Is Dimey Brown on this team?
No, he's in Jacksonville now.
Who's the other guy? Is it Jamison Crowder still?
No. No.
They drafted Lane.
Jalen Lane. Who else is the wide receiver there?
Jacoski Merritt.
Yeah, and Zach Ertz.
No. There's another wide receiver. Oh, Noah Brown.
Is he still there?
Noah Brown.
He might be still there.
There's got to be a wide receiver.
He's an Eagle. I think I got traded to the Eagles.
Noah Brown?
I think so.
Again, I'm just speaking in the hypotheticals. Maybe he gets hurt. Maybe Debo doesn't make it a whole year. Maybe someone goes down on the offensive line. I would go with Jaden Daniels. Just let's chalk it up to the sophomore slump. Yeah, we know he lost Tank Dell. Nico Collins missed 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs missed damn near half a year.
Yeah, more than that.
Half a season. He was lost for a half a season. Yeah, it was spite, and they still made the playoffs. Yeah, so I mean, look, you got to give them a lot of credit, and CJ Stroud did look very good in that playoff game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that CJ Stroud takes a leap back in the rookie direction. We all love that laugh. We love it. We love it that he's here. We love the laugh. We love the knowledge. We love the charisma. We love the knowledge. I love the knowledge. You could love the laugh. And then that guy right there. Father Time.
Yep. The one with the biased opinion.
Washington does have Austin Eckler. Did you want to make that announcement here on the show? Or do you want to save it? That Austin Eckler will be on the Sniper show? Sniper is hosting Austin Eckler, who does charity best ball leagues, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Austin, we know Austin Eckler plays fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know that.
He does.
Now he's hosting the charity leagues, and I believe one of them happens to be near and dear to me, which is Autism Foundation, or one of them. Yeah, so Sniper Mel is hosting Austin Eckler, one of her faves, next Thursday, I want to say.
Did you see that Austin Eckler was top 10 in fantasy points per touch last year? Did you see that? Like, that's crazy to me. Still not drafting him, but it's just a crazy stat to throw out there.
Well, let me. You know what I think of when you tell me that stat? How shitty Brian Robinson Jr. was. Although his stats would tell you otherwise, but he was not an efficient running back.
Mm-mm. Another big touchdown guy, just like McLaurin.
It's a total touchdown dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and what? I plugged it so lovely, didn't I? I plugged it for you. Go ahead, put it. You type it in, and I'll flash it. That's the deal. Whoa, who's soaked? While we're waiting for Sniper, why don't you? July the 15th at 7, he has other charities. Here, I'll flash that for you. It's other charities besides the autism, right? Well, I'd love the opportunity to ask him what round he would take himself. Right? What do you think he would say? I think he would be honest.
Yeah, I think he would too. I've listened to him talk about fantasy football. He's really in it.
He takes it serious. I think he would be honest, and he would probably say, "I'd probably draft myself somewhere around the 8th or the 9th round." He'll probably
I think he's more realistic than that.
He'll name a couple of dudes that are going around him that he'll kind of tongue in cheek, like, "Yeah, I'm better than that," or so on and so forth. Neither do I. I don't plan on drafting him either. No. Oh, it's on Tuesday. On the Give Back show. What team is he playing for? Austin. I don't know. He's on the Commanders. By the way, the Commanders, did you hear that in the news that they're trying to change that name again? I don't know if that's for real or not. That the president wanted to change it back to the Redskins. I don't know how serious that is. Next time on the Give Back show. Washington. Next time. I'll get you the link. You can put it up on your next show. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll do it for you. I would definitely do it on Friday's show. Friday, Rhino is going to host a mock draft that we'll do live at 8 o'clock. And you give me the information, you give me the link, and we'll post it for you. Absolutely. All right, guys. It's been a fantastic show. Doing the top 24 quarterback rankings and tiers. Who knows? It may get revisited again sometime late August. The Friday show coming up. Look out for our divisional previews that are dropping. And Hussein Ron is ready to roll, baby. Look at his face. That's a warrior's face. I know that. I know. He's ready to roll. So we're going to roll out of here because he's ready to roll for sure. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Go Cubs.
Good night. Go Cubs.
Go Cubs. Who starts laughing? We're going to go out to that.